Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Impossible Mowers. It's snowing pretty heavily out there. Got like 10 to 11 inches, something like that. So I thought while it's snowing, I'll show you guys what we're going to be doing with Chuck in the future. And I think it's a great idea, and I also think it's one of the things that every mud mower guy should have on their lawnmower, kind of like a must-have. But anyways, what we're going to be doing is taking the axle and the whole steering assembly out of the lawnmower and replacing it with some goodies. So basically, I'll start with the axle here. At the moment, if I were to go rock crawling, the axle up here would start hitting the frame. And the problem with this thing is when you're rock crawling with it, it hits the axle really hard, and there's actually grooves right in there. Kind of see it. And when that axle hits the front of the frame, the steering shaft, this little tie rod, rubs up against the frame, making it really hard for me to steer. So I thought the way to fix it, and I actually got this from a YouTube video, but what we're going to be doing is taking the center bolt out of the axle, welding a tubing, some steel tubing on the top of it, and bolt it back in. Now what that's going to do is give us 3 to 4 inch lift on the front axle. And every axle, even the one over here, you can see right there, every lawnmower ever made had an axle on it, some sort of an axle. And it also came with 1 or 2 center alignment bolts. Now these bolts center align, they align up the axle, so the axle's not too much this way and it's not too much the other way. It's perfectly level. So each side has, I'd probably reckon 3 inches, maybe 4 inches of axle, kind of like that. And so by welding a tubing on the top of the bolt and making sure we have it perfectly aligned, like I said, it will give this thing a 3 to 4 inch lift. Now you can give it as big of a lift as you want, depending on how much tubing you have, and the more tubing you weld on, of course, the higher it'll be. But we don't want to go too high. But there are people that do weld it high enough to where you can put an A-arm suspension on these things. And I was going to do that, but the pricing it's like $200 for the arms, for the A-arm suspension. And I don't want to drop that kind of coin on a lawnmower, mud mower. Maybe someday, but not now. But like I said, basically we're giving this thing a lift in the front. And I'm hoping, no promises, but I would really love to get a video in where I show you guys how to weld the front axle and your little axle, like these little tire axles, little bendy thing right there. Weld that all up so it's reinforced, so when you hit a rock, it's not going to destroy your axle. So that'll be really cool to see, and especially with these meaty tires, it'll work pretty cool. So the other thing we're going to be doing is, like I said, the steering. We're going to be putting in what's called rack and pinion steering. I'll put a picture right here in the video. And basically, you take the whole steering shaft out, and on the bottom of your steering shaft, right here, for me, there's a little gear that spins the plates, which allows you to turn. We're going to be throwing out the gear because it's stripped. It's being held in by wires right there, the red little wire. But we're going to save the plate. Basically, a rack and pinion steering is this little steering thing that goes on the bottom. We'll have to mount it up underneath the frame. But it's got these 2 little shocks on the side of it. So when you go to turn left, it compresses them and makes it really easy to steer. And when you turn right, it decompresses the left side and compresses the right side, making it a lot more easier to steer. It also comes with these little mini tie rods that connect from one end to the other, and the same thing on the left side, so you have, steering. But one thing that's really cool, and this is the part where I think every lawnmower should have it, is with that I always forget it, rack and pinion steering setup, it comes with this little, kind of like a knuckle, and it you put it on the bottom of your steering shaft, and you bolt it in and make it nice and tight, and it's kind of like an arm. It's free to move around, and basically it's going to come all the way down on the bottom, all the way down, and it's going to meet the rack and pinion steering up here. And basically when you turn the wheel, it'll turn this little nut on the rack and pinion. So when you go to turn right, the shock compresses and turns left. It turns right, duh, and then vice versa for left. This is gonna make a lot more easier steering because with the front lift, it'll give the rack and pinion steering a lot more room to move around. And I've seen videos where it literally makes it look like power steering, like you can move it with your pinky. It's that simple. And basically, that's gonna help us with the trails because we can not only go fast, but we can also rock crawl and not have to worry about breaking tie rods, or even worse, having that axle rip up the front of the frame, which is not cool. So that is something that we're going to be doing in future videos, and I think it's going to be really cool because I can also show you guys how to properly do that whole entire setup. And like I said, you can also get creative with these lawnmowers. I have seen people put shocks on the front end and the rear end, although for me, the rear end's already lifted because of the freaking medium tires we got right here. These are some meaty ones. These are ATV tires. And I got them off of, I'm trying to remember, not eBay. I may have gotten them off of eBay. Maybe the local garage. I think that's where I got them. Yeah, the garage. We have a garage near here, so. Anyways, so that kind of lifts this body up a little bit. So that's what we're going to be doing with Chuck in the future. And before I forget, one really awesome feature we're going to be putting on Chuck to make it look nice is a new grill. I haven't ordered one yet, but we are going to be ordering one very soon, and it'll make it look a lot better. The reason why the whole entire body right here is kind of cockeyed is because I tried bolting on the grill, and obviously did not work, and it kind of looks a little real ugly. The big hole right there, and I'm not digging that too much. So get a new grill. If we have to, I'll get a new body, but I'm pretty sure I can salvage it. I mean, I think the only thing that's wrong with this right here, it's got this little kink. I think another one right here, just 3 kinks, 1, 2, and 3. That'll kind of lift the thing up a little bit, lift the hood up a little bit, make it look nice. And then, like I said, if things go well, we're going to be also wire brushing this whole lawnmower, spray painting it properly black. I really did half-ass the whole entire thing. I just kind of rattle canned it and just kind of, you know, did all sorts of colors. I think the original color was gray, then I did black, then I did green, then I did red, then I went back to black, and a little bit of blue. I did do some blue. I don't know, I was crazy. But I think black would look really nice on this thing. But I think another video we're also going to be doing is on this lawnmower. I was going to post a video on snow plowing, and I can actually show you guys a little bit of snow plowing that we did at the end of this video here. And we were snow plowing, and basically the drive shaft pulley has this little belt keeper, and the belt keeper broke off, and the belt was wiggling in there, and when it wiggled, it was rubbing up against the drive pulley and snapped the belt, ate it all up. So we do have to fix this belt situation because currently it does not run or drive at the moment. It's out of fuel, and it just needs to get that belt situation fixed. So hopefully within the next couple of days, we'll do a video on this, we'll do a video on Chuck, and a video on the John Deeres if the snow clears up, which, let me open the doors here maybe. Nope, never mind. Still snowy. Yeah. We got like I said, 11, 10 inches, maybe more. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know. Also, maybe we'll put a winch on Chuck too. I don't know. I don't want to get too crazy. I start thinking of things automatically, and then before you know it, I get broke. But yeah, so hopefully this video will kind of give you guys a little bit of a preview on what we're going to be doing next. And if anybody has any other ideas on Chuck, feel free to let me know. I'm always interested to see what you guys have to say. And I think that is it for today. Make sure the key's off. Probably drained the battery just now. Anyways, remember to like, comment, subscribe, click that bell notification button, give it a thumbs up, and hope you guys stay safe, and I'll catch you guys next time.